Hello, and welcome to our video training series. As a CreditSuppliers customer, you'll need to get familiar with how to use our online portal to manage your account activities and records. As a fintech company, in other words, a financial technology company, CreditSuppliers utilizes a software system specifically developed to host and support our product. By managing your account through our online system, the process of qualifying for and using funds is much faster than by traditional means. You also have 24/7 access to your account activities and information, which means you can keep work on your schedule. Throughout this video series, we'll be guiding you through the basic account activities as well as diving into some more advanced functions. As always, we're here to help. In addition to these online resources, we're always available to answer your questions. You can call us at 866-922-8322 or email customersupport@creditsuppliers.com for more information. Before we can jump into any activity training, I want to make sure that you fully understand what exactly the portal is. An easy way to think about it would be comparing it to something like your online banking experience. The portal is a place where all of your account activity is stored. Your purchase and transaction history, your records and data, and this is also the place where you'll make payments and be able to view your statements and billing history. So it's basically just an easier and more organized way to manage all of your information rather than in the old school method of lots of paperwork and binders and folders and phone calls. It's just a faster and easier way to manage your account. So let's get started by reviewing some basic vocabulary that you'll need to understand to get oriented in your new portal environment. Also, it's important to note that the portal is sometimes referred to as our system or your online account, so just kind of think of those as synonyms for each other. Alright, so as you're aware, you've been approved for a master credit limit, which we refer to as an MCL. The master credit limit is the total amount of money that CreditSuppliers has approved you for. This limit can be increased over time. And it's from this limit that you will take pulls out for your specific jobs. So, a job in our system refers to the specific project that you're working on. So each time you start a new project, you'll want to create a new job in our system. This is basically how we can divide out your master credit limit to all these different jobs. That way, when you're working on maybe more than one job at once, you can keep everything organized and you never go over your master credit limit. So from your jobs, you'll be approved for a job credit limit, or a JCL. This is the amount determined to pull from your master credit limit and allocate for that specific job. For example, let's say you have a master credit limit of $100,000, and for a project you're working on, you're going to need $50,000 for your materials. So you're going to pull $50,000 and we're going to approve you for $50,000 on that specific job, which means that you only have $50,000 left in your master credit limit. If you decide you need to take on an additional job, you'd only have $50,000 left to allocate for those additional jobs. The next concept is all about lien rights and preliminary notices, which is something you may already be familiar with, but just to review or clear it up in case you're unfamiliar. As a contractor, you have what are referred to as mechanics lien rights on all your construction projects. These are legal terms that protect the work you do should payment on a project go awry. A simple way to understand the concept of lien rights is by thinking about what you as the contractor are directly putting into improving or creating the building of a space. So let's say you invest $20,000 into the electrical wiring that you're putting into a building and the GC never pays you. You essentially own that wire that's in the building. So if they try to sell that building, then they have to pay you for the portion of it that you own. Without sending a notification to your GC or your owner before the project even starts, stating how much you are going to be putting into this project, you aren't securing those lien rights. So the way you secure those is by sending a pre-lien, also known as a preliminary notice or a 20-day notice or a couple other terms. All the projects that CreditSuppliers funds will involve preliminary notices being sent out. This protects not only you, but us as well. So what's nice about that is that rather than you having to manually send out a preliminary notice yourself, CreditSuppliers will handle that for you on every job that we're funding. So that's kind of a perk to using CreditSuppliers. So just to review, pre-lien is the notice sent out, and our portal does support several steps within the pre-lien process. Moving on, a task in our portal refers to an activity that needs to be completed. This might be on your end or something that our staff needs to do, but within your portal you'll see different little icons and notifications kind of keeping everybody on track on who needs to do what to keep things moving. So some of the activities that you're going to need to do are submitting your jobs and approving your order confirmations when you need to make a purchase and things like that, whereas our staff will be doing things like approving your job credit limits and submitting payments to your suppliers, all kinds of things. So it's kind of a back and forth, and just so you know, that's what a task refers to within our system. For the purpose of the portal, all your jobs are going to be in either an active or an inactive state, and once the job has actually been completely paid off and is closed and over with, you are going to not only deactivate it, but also close the job so that it won't continue showing up on your statement. So it's pretty basic. You're just going to deactivate a job once you've completed it, and every time that you put a new job in the system and we approve you for a job credit limit, then that job becomes active. So the next important part to get started is, where do you log in? How do you log in? It's really simple. You're just going to go to our website, www.creditsuppliers.com. There's a login button up in the corner. This will take you to the login screen where you will use the credentials that are provided to you to log in for the first time. You will receive an email, you probably already have, with a temporary login. The email you use to apply for your line of credit is going to always be your username. The password is just a temporary password that was generated for you, so what you're going to want to do the first time you log in is reset your password to something personal and make sure you save that somewhere so that you don't forget, although if you do, you can always reset it, so it's not a big problem. But it's just like anything online that you've used before. Just enter your credentials, click login, and you'll be taken to your account page. When you log in, you're taken to this dashboard page. I'm going to go over the dashboard in greater detail in the next video, but just so you know, this is going to be the first page you see every time you log in, and it's kind of a snapshot of your whole account. Just some basic navigation information for you. Up at the top, as you can see, there's a little menu bar, and in it there are different features. Those are all the different activities that you'll be doing. Much of the activities you'll do, you can actually access from the dashboard itself, but in case you ever need to get to a more advanced function, this is the bar where you'll find everything. So as you can see, there are drop-down menus for each of these icons for different functions, such as setting up your new job, viewing your billings or making payments, information about your credit limits, and everything that has to do with your pre-liens. Congratulations, you have officially entered your online account. In the next video, as I mentioned before, I will be reviewing in greater detail everything that you can see and access on your dashboard and kind of orienting you with the portal. So keep watching and let us know if you have any questions.